Welcome to Roncalli High School. We start in progress girls softball action for you, the season opener. And, well, Roncalli in a bit of a hole. First batter comes up and hits the ball over the fence. Maybe not quite ideal for the Royals, but, well, what's a softball game if you can't get out? A little bit of a trouble to start. This is Abby Carr to my right. I'm Nathaniel Finch, ready to get underway after a really promising season last year, 22-8. You fall in the sectional championship. And now ready to get this season underway, and, well, long anticipated, but here we go. We have some softball finally. Abby, you played this sport enough. You know how long fall workouts can be, how long the winter is, and just how rewarding it is to finally get out and play this first game.
Absolutely. Practicing every day, getting in the gym, making sure you're completely prepared for the first game day jitters, just prepared for everything. It's the most exciting time of the year, the beginning of the season, so doing everything you can, being prepared is the best thing you could do.
Well, certainly not the start you want with a second pitch going over the fence, but as good of a pitcher as this is, as good of a team as this is, I think they can shake it off.
Yep, looking like they're coming back already.
The starting pitcher today for the Royals is Kayla Brewer. You see her get the second out there. And, of course, as potent as this Roncalli offense is, you just get to the bats and then, well, you can see how quickly it takes to erase this deficit. We'll go through the lineup card here in a matter of moments. And, boy, we couldn't have picked better weather for this season opener, huh?
Oh, yeah. As a softball player, you're looking for, just a little cloudy skies. Nothing too hot, nothing too shiny for the sun to get in your eyes. So this is just great softball weather.
Big swing and a miss and a strikeout to close the top of the first. Not quite the ideal start. The second pitch going over the fence, but the Royals do a good job defensively to get the next three out. And now we head to the bottom of the first here on the Roncalli Media Network.
Looking for reliable HVAC professionals? Look no further than Anne and Bartram Heating and Cooling. Whether you need a routine maintenance check or an emergency repair on a heating or cooling unit, Anne and Bartram are available to handle all of your heating, cooling, and ventilation needs. Anne and Bartram strive to be the best, so call them today at 317-889-9574. They even have 24/7 emergency service. Call them today. Anne and Bartram, 317-889-9574.
Tonight, our Royals played as a team, but one athlete clearly gave us a sign of greatness. And who better to help spotlight this standout performance than Business Art Designs, the experts in making big moments impossible to miss. With over 35 years of experience, they know how to make excellence stand out. From temporary signs to lasting displays, they bring every message to life. Congrats to this week's Roncalli Royals Player of the Game.
Welcome back to Roncalli High School, ready to get the bottom of the first underway here in a matter of moments. As, well, Roncalli sees themselves with a little bit of a deficit to get out of, but one run is certainly no issue, especially in a 7-inning ball game. Starting things off for the Royals will be the star Elise Baker. We'll get through more of these player profiles as we go, but Baker will lead things off in play center field. Maggie Thorne will be batting in the 2-hole and playing out in left. Mo Curtis behind the dish, batting third. Cleaning up is Benny Leffler. We'll continue to get through the Indiana Electrical Services lineups here in a matter of moments as Baker with her first at-bat of this season and takes a swing at the first pitch. You always like that aggressiveness, right? Why wait?
Absolutely. Get the pitcher a little bit nervous, seeing that she's a little bit of aggressive. So hopefully she gets on this next pitch.
Well, the second pitch that the Royals threw earlier in this contest went over the fence. Baker would certainly like to do that here as well. As capable as any in the lineup of, well, if not even hitting him over the fence, just simply getting on base, one of the stars. And that she does. A gapper right up the middle. We'll call that a single to get things off. Always important to get that leadoff person aboard. And with Baker being as much of an impact player as, well, they expect her to be this season, great to see she's on base. Right after her will be Maggie Thorne. We'll see what Thorne is capable of. It's an offense that had plenty of success last year, 22-8. And with so many players returning, certainly big things on the horizon for David Lauch's squad. The bunt popped up and caught for the first out. Not ideal there. What kind of things can you do to ensure that that ball doesn't go right up into the air to the pitcher?
Yeah, stare at that top of that ball. Just aim your bat at the top of the ball. Make sure it gets right in the dirt. Maybe she was throwing a little bit of a rise ball, a little bit of a high ball, so that's a little bit more difficult. But you got to keep that bat at your eye level and make sure you stay on top of the ball so it goes right into the dirt.
Next one, a healthy swing. The third batter in the lineup, Mo Curtis. Curtis certainly one of the biggest power hitters in this lineup. You can tell it's why she bats third. And, well, of course, batting fourth behind her as much power as anybody in the dugout, and Benny Leffler. See her in a moment. A little bit of trouble here. You get the runner out at second. A fielder's choice. Curtis does reach, so now we'll see Leffler come up with 2 outs. You talk about these early season jitters. How much do you think that's a factor here? These first few pitches you're swinging at, the first few innings, just remembering, oh yeah, this is competitive softball again.
Yeah, definitely the first few at-bats you'll see, for yourself, you want to hit everything. Where when it comes to a long softball game, you got to be selective of what you're hitting at. You know, Avon's a good team. They've always been strong. You know what they're capable of, but when you get in the box, you just got to swing at what you know you can hit, what you're good at, and just be selective.
Healthy swing for Leffler. Doesn't get anything there. His pitch is low and will advance the runner. Leffler, of course, returning all-conference and all-county from a year ago. It's a team that returns 6 starters and 5 impact seniors. That's a healthy amount of leadership on this squad. And obviously a veteran coach, David Lauch, but when you have that many seniors, he probably doesn't have to do as much.
It's very important, especially when he can put a lot of trust into his team.
That's how we end the first inning. The pop-up foul, but caught. 1-0 Avon after this on the Roncalli Media Network.
Discover the coin index in Greenwood. Have you inherited a coin collection you aren't sure what to do with? Are you interested in investing in precious metals? Then the Coin Index is your ultimate destination for coins and precious metals. We buy, sell, and appraise. Located at 857 North Madison Avenue, just south of the Greenwood Park Mall. For expert service and top-notch selection, visit us at coinindex.com. The Coin Index, your trusted partner in coins and precious metals.
Gallagher's Pub and Eatery, your go-to spot before, after, and during all Roncalli events. As a family-owned and operated establishment, we take pride in offering a warm, friendly atmosphere where you can savor delicious pizza, fresh salads, mouth-watering wings, and a wide selection of ice-cold beverages. With 25 smart TVs around the venue, you'll catch every moment of the action and never miss a sporting event. Whether you're gearing up for the big game or celebrating a win, Gallagher's is the place to be.
Welcome back to Roncalli High School. Avon with the one-run lead to start the second inning. After the Lily Heath smash over the fence to start this one, Royals then got the next three batters out in order. So that'll bring up Marissa Silva. Kayla Pickering after her, and then we'll get to Ada Ditmore here in a little bit. These lineups brought to you by Indiana Electrical Services. Roncalli alums Jeff Russell and David Moran are proud to serve you. Indiana Electrical Services, handling all your electrical needs, big or small. First pitch reaches for a strike. Second one down. Here's the play. It's in time. Out number one. And just as important as it was for the Royals to get Baker on base first to start the inning, it's probably nice for the fielders to get that first batter out, and then now you can breathe a little bit.
Absolutely. That kind of brings up the momentum on the defensive side. Hopefully it can turn into two.
Kayla Pickering now, the right-handed batter. First one's a little too high. The offering from Brewer. The 2-0. Big swing, a nice pitch. Looked like she might have fooled her a little bit with that one. Two ones the count. This one in the dirt. A nice frame, but he says it's out of the zone, so here's a walk. Kayla Pickering reaches on balls. Ada Ditmore up to bat. Brewer with some words of encouragement received by her catcher out there in Curtis. We talk about the jitters for the batters. I'm sure the pitcher out there haven't pitched. I mean, obviously practice and, they simulate with scrimmages and whatnot, but these games count toward the record. It's probably a little bit more pressure, and it might take a couple of innings for the pitchers to kind of get back into the flow of things.
Absolutely. In my experience, I think pitchers have the best poker face. They can really just dial in when they need to, so no matter how much practice they have, like you said, it can be jitters when it comes to the first game, but it doesn't take them long to get focused and needing to do what they need to get done.
Two one the count, out of the zone again. Ditmore, the lefty. One runner's on base. It's Kayla Pickering with an out. Just a few consecutive pitches that haven't been able to get in the zone, so a couple more words of encouragement from the catcher. Next one swung on, diving for it, can't quite make the play. It'll be a single. Runners advance. Peyton Kellermeyer now up to bat. Certainly a nice attempt out there from Morelli. I'm sure you made plenty of diving catches from your shortstop position back in the day.
Those were the fun ones. It's difficult to have a power hitter lefty like that. You're trying to play up the middle just enough so that she doesn't beat you up the middle. You're not sure if she's going to go the left side, so it looks like she was just playing just a little bit up the middle. If she just had a step or two to the right, she would have made that catch any day.
Abby Carr to my right. I'm Nathaniel Finch. Abby, of course, class of 2021. Is that right?
Absolutely.
State champion.
Yep.
This one does catch the corner of the plate. A nice pitch. Brewer set. Big swing, it goes foul. And now ahead in the count is Brewer with those 2 strikes. And you saw her strike out Chloe Stopperich at the end of the first. She'd love another one of those. Does she get it? And she does. Now a pair of strikeouts to her name. Probably easy to forget about the walks once you get a couple of Ks. Addie Force now up to bat. At the bottom of the lineup, so you want to be careful if she finds a way on base. The home run hitter Lily Heath will come up, and we flip the lineup back to the top. First 2 out of the zone. Right down the middle, a nice pitch, and she gets the affirmation from her catcher there as well. Just barely misses. A very important pitch right here. This one is down the middle. The runner was halfway to first. And now a full count with 2 outs. Big opportunity here. Big swing. This one well hit into left field and over the fence. A home run for Avon and Addie Forrest. It'll score 3. What a start to the season for the Orioles. And now the deficit that much bigger for Roncalli, but still early on in the game for sure. The meeting at the circle, Brewer getting some more words of encouragement from her infield. What kind of things would the fielders go up and tell a pitcher after a pitch like that?
Short memory. Don't dwell on what just happened. Next batter, next play, next pitch. It's easy to focus on the bad things, especially in softball. But right now she's got to think, let's get these 3 strikes, let's get moving on to our offense, let's get our batters on base and hopefully score some runs.
Lily Heath, second pitch went over the fence. Brewer would like to wrap up this inning by getting her out. Bunt laid down just a couple feet in front of the plate. Throw not in time.
I think that's something the defense definitely wasn't expecting after her hitting a home run in the last inning. That was a little bit surprising, especially from her big hit.
And now Zoe Chavez comes up. Of course, after Heath hit the home run in the first inning, the next 3 retired. A running swing here, goes foul, and it's caught. That's how we wrap up the top of the second. Back in a moment. Avon up now 4-0 on the Roncalli Media Network.
Your vision from concept to creation. At Gemco Constructors, we're your one-stop partner in commercial construction, from mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems to building automation and post-project service. We deliver projects on time, on budget, and built to last. Innovation, safety, and service. Proud supporter of the Roncalli Royals. Visit wearegemco.com today. Gemco, building your vision. Concept to creation.
A confident smile can change everything, and at Gorman and Bunch Orthodontics, they make that transformation fun, affordable, and easy. Whether it's braces or Invisalign, their expert team helps kids, teens, and adults feel proud of their smile every step of the way. With their convenient Southside location, Dr. Todd Hickman and his team have served our community for over 40 years. Gorman and Bunch Orthodontics, transforming smiles, transforming lives. Proud supporter of Roncalli and Roncalli Athletics.
Bottom of the second we go. Royals bats up after the leadoff single from Elise Baker. 3 consecutive outs after that, so you certainly want to see what Sarah Hoffman in the bottom of the order can do here. It'll be Hoffman, well, I guess the middle of the order, that is. Brooke Wolford and Lola Morelli come up after her. This one fouled back. Inside, he calls it a strike. No, he didn't. He called it a ball. Would have been surprised if that was, so makes more sense. This one popped up high into the infield, making chase and making the catch is the first baseman, Reagan Cooper. That's how Hoffman goes down. Brooke Wolford will now come up to bat. Now 3 batters that have gotten out, putting the ball up in the air. Is that something you think the pitcher's doing with these pitches or just happenstance?
You know, I was talking to one of the players earlier today. She said, we know this pitcher's going to go high in the zone. I'm thinking she's throwing a little bit higher, so it's just natural for our hitters to go a little bit, to hit in the air. So when it comes to that, you just got to think again, stay on top of the ball, strong top hand, and just drive it in the dirt.
Wolford gets a good piece of that, and it goes pretty far center field, but the catch is made. Routine fly ball. Now Lola Morelli steps into the batter's box. 2 down already. Nice pitch crosses the zone. This one is hit right down the middle. Morelli with a single. Not a bad way to get on base. That was well struck. Now Lauren Candler comes up. The lefty steps into the box. This one goes over the fence. Foul ball. Out of the zone, the count is even. Chloe Stopperich, you talked about how this team knows her well when these two teams played last season. It was a 9-5 Roncalli win. And Stopperich started that game as well and gave up 7 runs. Today she's been dialed in early on. Avon, of course, looking for another big season. Sectional champions last year. Lost 1-0 to Center Grove in regionals. This one up high over the zone. Throw not in time. Morelli back safely. And the count's 3-1. A nice swing gets into the outfield. 2 now on base. A little 2-out rally on the way for the Royals. Well done by Candler with a single. So Morelli's on second, Candler's on first. And they put them in different spots. It's got to kind of keep the defense on its toes a little bit.
Absolutely. Play with those middles. They're not knowing what to expect with when it comes to the lefties.
Another high pop-up, fighting for it and making the catch. And ending this inning, the first baseman was busy today. Another nice play from Reagan Cooper. We head to the third inning. Avon with a 4-0 lead on the Roncalli Media Network.
Greenwood Vision Care, your vision is our priority. Dr. Olivia Yankee, Roncalli alum class of 2009, and her team treats you like family with expert eye exams, stylish frames, and personalized care. No rush, no hassle, just friendly service and sharp vision. Isn't it time you saw clearly and felt confident? Call Greenwood Vision Care today at 317-653-5872 to schedule your appointment. Greenwood Vision Care, where eye care feels like home.
Sure can last for this inning.
Harding Porman is a full-service printing and brand communications company. From creative services and strategy to print, signage, digital output, warehousing and fulfillment, mailing, e-commerce storefronts, and even mobile solutions. They are dedicating to helping their clients get the most out of their brand communication efforts with the quality they can see and results they can be sure of. Get the most out of your brand communications. Certified to be the best, Harding Porman.
Abby Carr, I'm Nathaniel Finch. 4-0 Orioles early on in this one. Top of the third we've hit. This game brought to you in part by Indianapolis Fruit, a family-owned leader in quality produce since 1947, delivering everything from organic produce to gourmet grab-and-go offerings at indyfruit.com. Orioles now up to bat with the 4-run lead, and leading off the third inning will be Reagan Cooper. Out her first time up back in the first inning. Big swing here. It goes into the yard behind us. A good chance this inning now for Baker to take a breath. She's a great pitcher here. Gets the throw there, just errant. Ball's loose. Could have been a routine play there, but for Brewer, just a chance to take a breath and kind of get back into the swing of things. She's a good pitcher, and she knows it, and her team knows it. Primed for a really good season. I think she just could use a little bit of just a breath or two.
Absolutely. That might have just been first game jitters again right there. She hasn't had a ball yet, hit her yet this game. So, like I said, it's just short memory. It comes from there. Your pitcher needs you, so it's just important to have a positive attitude, just forget the errors and just move on to the next play.
Chloe Stopperich in the batter's box with a ball and no strikes. Cooper standing over on second. Big swing here, goes behind us. That one left alone. We talk about how important that leadoff runner on first is, but when they're on second, already in scoring position, that's got to put a big strain on these infielders.
Absolutely. You just play your game. You know, you've done this a million times before. Don't let a score or a runner in scoring position mess that up.
How much does that affect where the infielders can line up, whether you can go up and maybe play for a bunt a little bit more? Do you have to kind of hug that bag more?
Not really. It's more of
another big one here. Another one over the fence and into the parking lot. Avon brought their bats. Chloe Stopperich smashes this one, and it scores 2. Three different players have put one over the fence for Avon. Certainly a high-quality team looking for another good season after a sectional championship last year. Marissa Silva comes up to bat now. Now, Abby, obviously the scoreboard not how the Royals want it, but now that that pitch is over with, you talk about having a short memory. The bases are clear, no outs. It's kind of like you start a new inning, right?
Absolutely. You just think it's 0-0 right now. You want to show what you got, come back with a better attitude, do your game, and then when you come on to offense, that's when you bring it back.
She'll reach on a single there. It's Silva. Kayla Pickering now up to bat.
It's a great opportunity to roll a double play right now, help bring up back momentum, get back those 2 outs.
Another well-struck ball hit into left field and over the fence. Another 2-run blast. Kayla Pickering with a strong strike. David Lauk out with a conversation. Obviously early into the game, and you've got plenty of arm left if you're the pitcher, but at what point do you think if you stay in there and maybe allow another home run or two, that probably messes with your psyche this early in the season?
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes you can even see it from a pitcher, from their tenacity, their grit. This is a perfect time to just show what she's capable of, coming back stronger, not letting those home runs get to her. This is a perfect opportunity to come back even stronger.
Obviously plenty of confidence from Coach Lauk and Brewer. Believe she can even things back out here. Ava Ditmore up to bat for Avon. And obviously the start, 8-0 for Avon, not how the Royals had envisioned it, but it's a team that has high aspirations this year, knows it can be a really good ball club, a lot of returning players from last year. Sometimes just kind of get the bad game out of the way early, right?
Yeah. That's a positive thing, too. You don't want to be late in the season and have a bad game. So it's tough to deal with it now, but for me, I would rather have it earlier in the season rather than later.
Now a 2-strike count for Ada Ditmore. Big swing here. Trying to make the play. She keeps it down. It's a single. That'll bring up Peyton Kellermeyer. Struck out earlier on. I think that'd be good for the confidence of Brewer if she can get another one. Riley Ruiz comes in to run for Ditmore. That one reaches the zone. It's a strike. And she will run. And she'll be out.
Great play. When they bring those runners in, you know they're going to run. So having Curtis on her toes, ready for that, she did it. She did it perfectly.
No balls and a strike the count. Maybe a little momentum the Royals can start to chip back here. Brewer with a windup out of the zone. And I'd hate to be the pinch runner who comes in and after the first pitch you take off and you get thrown out. It's a short stay on the field.
Mm-hmm.
High pop up. Brewer doesn't even need to look. She knows Morelli has no issues. Out number 2. Addie forced up to bat. Now with 2 outs and nobody on. Pitch misses the zone. Now it's a 2-0 count. Nice pitch, reaches the zone. 2-1. Forced a 3-1 count with 2 outs. Nobody on. Swinging at this one. It's going to be a tough play, and she makes it. Leffler with no issues. Bottom of the third we go. Damage done for the Orioles. 8-0. Royals up to bat next on the Roncalli Media Network.
Need the job done right? Trust Indiana Electrical Services, your IBEW 481 union contractor. Proud sponsor of Roncalli Athletics, we're here to handle all your electrical needs, big or small. Jeff Russell, class of '99, and David Moran, class of '94, are proud to serve the community they love. And of course, we're cheering on the Royals every step of the way. Indiana Electrical Services, powering your home, your business, and your
Score big for Roncalli every time you swipe with Indiana Members Credit Union. When you use your IMCU Royals debit card for everyday purchases, you're helping fund Roncalli High School athletics with every signature-based transaction. Get your Roncalli Royals debit card free with your free IMCU checking account. Stop by your Southside branch at 5047 Madison Avenue or any IMCU branch near you, or sign up online at imcu.com. Swipe, support, repeat. Go Royal!
Back here at Roncalli High School, Royals out to bat, bottom of the third. And it's Elise Baker at the top of the lineup card. Will lead things off here in the third inning. Reached on a single at her first and her team's first AB. And now she makes her way over to first after getting hit in the elbow. Not bad there, getting on base both times up. It's a good start to the season for Ms. Baker. All conference and all county a season ago. That'll bring up Maggie Thorne. Your lineups here are brought to you as well by Premier Outdoor Power Sports. For work or play, this is your place. First one out of the zone, now that ever-dangerous Baker on the base paths. For motorcycles, both on and off-road, side-by-sides, ATVs, power equipment, and more, online at PremierOutdoorPowersports.com or visit in person on US 31 in Whiteland. Another healthy swing at it. Here's the throw. It is not in time. Great job by Baker to outrun it and safely slide. And you think the way that she slid around the tag was perfect.
Absolutely. That's a great example of a hook slide. You know, the throw is just a little bit on time. You could be out, you could be safe, but you want to protect being safe by doing that hook slide. So it was great.
If she did the traditional slide, likely would have been out. Well done. Full count here for Maggie Thorne. A nice swing into the gap left center field. That'll score a run. Baker crosses the plate. It's a double. And that's how the Royals get on the scoreboard for the first time in this young season. What a poke.
Oh, yeah. You're thinking trade places with the runner, and that's what gets you in scoring position. It's perfect.
Thorne with her first RBI. Those two, I think it'd be safe to say it's going to be a lot more of her batting in Baker this season. A player that Coach Lauk says is, well, maybe the most versatile that they have on the team. She never makes mistakes. She's impossible to keep out of the lineups. And just like that, knew not to run yet, let it go by. It's a single, and she advances over to third.
Here we go. We got some momentum.
It's Mo Curtis who gets on base. Runners on the corners for Benny Leffler. When you're down 8-1 the way they are and you've got two runners on base, I'm sure Leffler would love to smash this thing over the fence, but it's sometimes worth the reminder that it's a long game and just making contact is more important.
Absolutely. It's getting a hard ball on the ground, a line drive. Sometimes when you're thinking, let's hit the ball the hardest we can, it doesn't end up the way you want it. So it's just important to stick to what you know, hit the ball hard, get a ground ball, get a base hit. Yeah.
This one swung on into the bullpen. This side of the fence, but can't get there in time to make the play. So it's a foul ball. Plenty of time here. There have been bigger leads overcome. Leffler, another healthy swing. Fouled straight back. Heading to Ohio University next season. A nice swing there. Left center field. Over the fence, Benny Leffler with a 3-run shot. Royals right back in it. You're going to see a lot of those from Ms. Benny Leffler this season.
Great way of sticking to her game, doing what she knows best. And look what it gave her. It's perfect.
And with no outs, the deficit cut in half. Exactly the inning that the doctor ordered for Roncalli. And she can hit the ball as hard as anybody. Now I sound like a fool saying maybe you don't need to put one over the fence. She does.
That's what she does. I like it.
So I wonder, too, so often these home run hitters, it's a home run or a strikeout, which is why I brought up the point of, hey, maybe you don't need to put it over the fence right now, but if you're that good of a hitter, why not just let these girls just try for it every time?
Right. I think those type of hitters that, they get home runs a lot, they're not thinking a home run all the time. They're thinking of their technique, their swing, and usually it just ends up being a home run and being a hard hit like that.
Right down the middle. The sun's starting to peek out here. The sunset on the way in the next hour or two. Game time weather brought to you by Whitetail Properties. Turn your real estate dreams into reality. Another foul ball here from Sarah Hoffman. Bill and Jay Miner are your go-to real estate experts, whether it's hunting, farming, lakeside, or just a home nestled on acreage. These proud Roncalli alums will make it happen. Call today or visit whitetailproperties.com. Another healthy swing. Hoffman not going down without a fight. The count 0-2 again.
All right, looks like the pitcher is cramming her inside. She's probably expecting another inside, or looks like she's going outside right now. And she waited on it, so it was perfect.
It's probably always hard to have discipline, too, when you start in the early 0-2 hole.
Oh, absolutely. When it comes to the next pitch, when you got 2 strikes on you, just think of base hit. That's it. And usually it happens that way. You're just trying to poke it to the right side. You don't want the biggest hit. Again, just try to get on base.
It's hard to do, but she left that one alone. Check swing allowed. 2-2 now the count. Big hit goes foul. Still no outs for now. Boy, Stopperidge giving her everything she can handle. A handful of foul balls. She's battling.
Yeah, making that pitcher tired. It's what you want to do in a long at-bat like this.
Tired and probably a little frustrated too, right?
Absolutely.
What's it going to take to get you out?
She can hit inside, she can hit outside. I don't know what to do.
This one's just a hair off the plate as well. It's a full count. Nice way to battle back. Stopperidge steals the payoff. And a nice play made by the third baseman. Well done for Kayla Pickering. That's the first out of the inning. And you know what? You may have gotten out, but I don't think you can say that was a completely failed at bat.
Absolutely. I was just going to say it was a great at bat. Maybe not as successful as you wanted it to, but you're still hot. You can provide something great next time.
Swung on here, foul, chasing it, but over the fence. Strike one. Brooke Wolford. A nice hit out to center field, but flew out. Showed off a little bit of power, maybe forced those outfielders to think about it while they're standing out there. She'd like to put one in play here. Another healthy swing. Similar result.
Looks like she's dipping that backside a little bit. If she were to push a little bit stronger in her back foot, keep that shoulder down in the front, she's gonna get a good one here.
Well, just like the last at-bat, 2 straight strikes in the count, and now she'll see one out of the zone. Stoppridge trying to get her to chase. She won't. Lost control of that one. Just one out for the Royals. 4 runs this inning. It was the RBI double from Thorne, and then Benny Leffler with the 3-run home run. You get a swinging strike here to retire Wolford. Brings up Lola Morelli. A nice contributor on the Roncalli girls basketball team that went all the way to the state finals this year. Swings at the first pitch and just out of the reach of Chavez. Was a nice attempt by the shortstop. And now the count 0-1. Another one sent foul. 0-2 the count. Foul it off again. Morelli battling.
She's in protect mode right now.
So she's fouled off so many in a row now. Does that make a batter feel like, hey, I'm so close? Or does that make a pitcher feel like, hey, I've got you right where I want you?
You never want to give that pitcher that edge as a batter. You want to think, the next pitch she's gonna give me, I'm gonna give it right back to her. So, what she's just thinking is, I'm looking for my pitch, but I'm also protecting the zone.
Morelli with a single last time out and then was stranded on second. Here's the play, gets there in time, and the inning is concluded. But the Royals do some damage, the deficit cut in half. Top of the 4th we go after this on the Roncalli Media Network.
When it comes to physical therapy, you have the freedom to choose your provider. At Indiana Physical Therapy, our experienced therapists will work with you to create a personalized treatment plan tailored to your needs. Whether you're recovering from injury, managing a chronic condition, or looking to improve your sports performance, we've got you covered. Take control of your health and schedule your appointment today at indianapt.com or call us at 317-449-2333.
1947, Indianapolis Fruit has been delivering the freshest fruits, vegetables, and flowers to Midwestern retailers, bringing quality and trust to every produce aisle. With over 170 refrigerated trucks, a premium supply chain, and more than 3,000 SKUs, including organic, ethnic, artisan, and gourmet grab-and-go options. We provide a full-service experience from farm to market. Indianapolis Fruit. Produce a fresh experience.
Heading out of town or just need trusted care for your pets? Look no further than the Kennel at Arbor Lane. With spacious indoor and outdoor accommodations, a caring staff, and a commitment to treating every dog like family, the Kennel at Arbor Lane is where pets feel right at home. From short stays to extended boarding, your 4-legged friends will be safe, happy, and loved. Give yourself peace of mind and your pets the care they deserve. The Kennel at Arbor Lane, a proud supporter of Roncalli Athletics. Visit thekennelatarbor.com to learn more.
It's a new pitcher into the game for the Roncalli Royals. Avon with the 8-4 lead. Now the Orioles up to bat. And we will see Lauren Ane in the circle here to start the 4th inning. Good news is the bats got going for Roncalli, a 4-run 3rd inning. Now if you can string together a couple of scoreless innings, I think you'd feel decent about your chances to come back into this game.
Yeah, new pitcher. They're not knowing what to expect. This is a good opportunity for Ane to show them what she's got. Hopefully they can hold the runs.
Time for our key player, brought to you by Kids Abilities. No limits, only possibilities. And, well, this segment, how about what Benny Leffler was able to do with a 3-run shot in the bottom of the 3rd inning? She's looking to have a big season before she heads to Ohio University next fall. And certainly going to be a key player for a lot of these games this season for Roncalli, the All-Conference and All-County senior star. Kids Abilities, pediatric occupational speech and feeding therapy for children from birth to 21. Going beyond therapy, unlocking each child's full potential at kidsabilitiesindiana.com. The first 2 missed the zone for Ane. That one right down the middle, a nice pitch. With Abby Carr, I'm Nathaniel Finch. Abby, you were the star shortstop, but did you ever find yourself in the circle pitching from time to time?
At a very young age, and then I kept hitting batters, so they quickly kept me in the field.
The count is 3-1. A big hack from Lily Heath. Of course, second pitch of the game earlier on, put it over the fence. Singled in the second, so she's 2 for 2. Now 3 for 3. A nice outfield single for Lily Heath. Boy, has she been impressive. What a start to the season.
Oh, yeah.
The senior outfielder. Her and Benny Leffler having some words out there at first. That's always got to be one of the more fun infield positions as first base. You just get to talk it up with anybody and everybody.
Oh, yeah.
You might have been a little more lonely at shortstop. Here's the bunt. Throw in time, but it does advance the runner now. Heath in scoring position. Chavez to the bench.
Yeah, my time at shortstop, I really just talked to the umpires. Got to know them. Maybe try to sway their vote towards us.
Hey, what kind of call was that, man? You got to give us a... I don't think that's how that went, but...
Don't you think you could talk to the umpire behind the plate about that? Strike.
Right to center field, off the glove. Baker unable to make the play. Always tough ones there. Not a lot of time to read and react to those line drives.
Right. That one looked like it got a little bit of spin. She hit just underneath it to make the pop fly kind of, not a deep pop fly, but a shorter pop fly, so those are hard to read if it's going farther or not.
Now Chloe Stopperich up to bat. Last time she saw the plate, all she did was hit a 2-run homer. The meeting concluded. Ane ready to go. Of course, one of our great partners, Ane and Bartram Heating and Cooling. Big swing there. Now that we're hitting spring, it's getting warm out. Great day today. Might be time to give Ane and Bartram a call with your heat pump tune-up. It's that season. Off the plate. One out and runners on the corners. A tight spot here for Lauren on A. Opted not to throw. Runner steals successfully. Cooper on second and Heath on third. Stopperidge struck out in the first, home run in the third, and now a 2-1 count in front of her. Fouled this one back. Big swing here. Well struck left field and over the fence. Her second of the game, Chloe Stopperidge. And Avon continues the scoring onslaught. It's a 3-run strike, 11-4, the new score. This lineup has power all up and down.
Oh yeah, it seems like they're getting a little piece of everything. We haven't found their Achilles heel yet.
Well, so far for Stopperidge, not only the starting pitcher and continuing to pitch well this game, but now 2 for 3, a pair of home runs and 5 RBIs. Marissa Silva up to bat. Inside for ball one. One for 2 today with a single in the third inning. Came around to score a little bit later on. Hits this one well. Center field over the head of Baker. That'll be a double. And again, just finding a piece of everything. Another batter with a nice strike. First extra base hit of the season for Silva. That brings up Kayla Pickering. The righty with now a runner on second and 1 out. And Abby, when you have a cushion on the scoreboard as the Orioles do, how does that open up your bats a little bit more, or does it?
It does, actually. You can start swinging a little bit more out of the strike zone, maybe practice some of those pitches that are just a little bit higher in the zone that you're not too comfortable with. Yeah, so it's a great opportunity just to work on those pitches that you're not typically looking for in a game, but you want to practice on, and then that makes you more prepared when you go on deeper in the season.
Pickering grounds out, 2 on A, but it does advance the runner, so now Silva on third. Five home runs today for the Orioles. Incredible stuff. Ada Ditmore, 2 for 2, a pair of singles. That one a nice strike. What a pitch from on A. Out of the zone, the first ball of the count. The count's 1-2. And now it's even. Leaving this one alone, it's full. Big swing and a nice catch. Great job by Lauren on A, and we head to the bottom of the fourth. Back in a moment. You're watching Roncalli Softball on the Roncalli Media Network.
Kids' abilities, we believe in one simple truth: no limits, only possibilities. Our dedicated team offers pediatric occupational, speech, and feeding therapy focused on sensory regulation, building intrinsic motivation, and making meaningful connections for children from birth to 21. We go beyond therapy. We support families, celebrate achievements, and unlock each child's fullest potential. Kids' Abilities, where possibilities become realities. Visit Kids Abilities Indiana.
It comes to coin laundry. Laundry and Tan Connection stands out as Indiana and Kentucky's biggest and best. With cleaner, more spacious and user-friendly facilities, they lead the way in laundry services. But that's not all. They're also the area's premier tanning salon, offering top-notch tanning facilities at competitive prices and the best hours around. Discover why Laundry and Tan Connection is the top choice for both laundry and tanning by visiting laundryandtan.com.
Bottom of the fourth we go. Roncalli up to bat, and they will face a new pitcher. It'll be Brinley Pope. Again, Roncalli familiar with her after getting to Stoppridge in the 9-5 win against Avon last year. Got 7 runs off of Stoppridge. Pope came up for relief and did give up 2, but pitched pretty well over the final handful of innings. So a similar situation. They got a handful of runs off Stoppridge. With a 4 spot in the bottom of the third and now bottom of the fourth, they'll bring in Pope. And now all the data that they've been collecting in these last handful of innings, it restarts with a new pitcher.
Great opportunity just to get on top of it early and hopefully put some runs on the scoreboard.
11-4. Still plenty of time in this ball game. Leading off for Roncalli will be Lauren Candler. Candler 1 for 1 with a single last time up. If the Royals can get a couple of these ladies on base at the bottom of the lineup, then you flip it and see what happens. Candler and Martens, and then we go to the top. This one sent foul. Pope sends this one out of the zone. It's even. 2-2. Similar spot, similar result. The count is full. And she walks, a good way to start the inning. Nice discipline there from Candler. It can probably be pretty hard when you've got 2 strikes to sit there and watch 3 consecutive leave. That was impressive.
Right. When she's getting close in the count like that, 2 strikes and then eventually 3 balls, you're just thinking, I'm just waiting for the perfect pitch.
Sydney Martens up to bat. Big swing. Fouls it straight down and back. Another big swing, and it goes through for a single. What a way to start the inning. Your bottom two batters, each on base. And we flip the lineup card to Elise Baker. Baker 1 for 1, walked and came around to score. Out of the zone, ball 1. A nice swing here. This one sent out into left field. The catch is made. Silva makes chase, and it's the first out of this inning. The first time Baker has gotten out swinging this season. Maggie Thorne up to bat. Similar spot, making chase, sliding and unable to make the catch. It's foul. Silva with a good opportunity, a good effort, just couldn't make the play. Royals look to take advantage. Nice frame. Umpire had to sit there and stare at it for a minute, but he ultimately decides it is off the plate. Pope with a 1-1. Out of the zone again.
This is a perfect time for her to look at her fielders. Shortstop's playing a little bit to the left, crowd in that line. Something up the middle, closer to second base would be perfect to get those runners in.
Underneath the zone this time. Batter advantage. Fouled into the crowd. Here's the offering from Pope. The payoff pitch. And the bases are loaded. Well done by Thorne to wait on that one.
Great at bat. This puts Curtis in a great position to score some runs right here.
Candler on third, Martins on second, and Maggie Thorne on first. Mo Curtis, the capable bat, up to the plate. All County as a sophomore last year. You can always count on some star seniors, but when you get a junior that can come in and provide that punch, it's a different ball game.
Oh, absolutely.
Morgan Curtis up to bat, one of the team's top 1 or 2 power hitters, and a good chance at a power bat right here with an out and ducks on the pond. This one swung on, and luckily for her, squeaks its way foul. We were talking about Benny Leffler with 2 runners on earlier and how big her eyes must have been. When you get a power hitter and the bases loaded, you know exactly what's going through the mind of that batter right now.
Absolutely. She knows her job. She's done it before. She's just got to think when she's done it. When she's did it, just do it again. It seems simple. When you say it, it's a little bit more difficult when you do it.
Out of the zone, that counts 1-1. Curtis with a deep breath. She'll wait for the offering from Pope. Out of the zone. 2-1. Now Curtis ahead in the count. The ball Pope is throwing. Your game ball brought to you by Skip Cheeseman Dental Services. Smile with confidence for all your dental needs. Call Dr. Cheeseman at Skip Cheeseman DDS in Plainfield. Call or visit online, cheesemandds.com. Bases loaded for Mo Curtis, one of the biggest bats in the dugout. Swings at this one, though, inside. Obviously, a lot of pressure on the pitcher up here with bases loaded in this situation. But maybe a little advantage that goes the pitcher's way. You know the batter's going to want to swing at anything close, looking for a big hit.
Absolutely. As a batter, you're having that mentality that you're going to get on. You know, that pitcher, my dad always said, never wants to walk you. They're going to do their job. They're going to strike you out. Don't let them think that they can strike you out. So you're just thinking, find that pitch. She's got a little wiggle room right now with the count, but with the 3 runners on, she just want to take advantage of every pitch she's got.
Pope ducks on the pond. Mo Curtis up to bat. A big hit, but she sends it foul. Avon with a big lead. Royals looking to cut into that with one swing. The count even at 2 apiece. 1 out, bases loaded, and Morgan Curtis up to bat. Brinley Pope in the circle. Swings at this one right to Pope, and they'll make the play at the plate. Bases loaded once more. It is a fielder's choice. And now Benny Leffler up to bat. 2 outs now, but she's already hit a home run. Why not do it again? Certainly easier said than done. And now if you're Lauren Candler, who just got thrown out at home, you say, been standing out here for the better part of a half hour. And all for naught. I got to head back to the dugout and hope that the other 4 can touch the plate. Pope with the 1-0. Big hack here. It's foul. Benny Leffler, the star senior, with bases loaded, another big swing, and a similar result. Two outs up on the scoreboard. Big swing, center field, over the head, and over the fence. It's a grand slam for Benny Leffler. Lightning strikes twice. All 4 touch home, and just like that, it's a 3-run ball game.
I think you might have called that one.
Incredible stuff from Leffler. Now 2 home runs in 4 innings. For that young lady, that is impressive. You can see a peek as to why she's going to go play Division I softball. My goodness. Leffler through 4 innings now, her first 4 innings of her senior campaign. How about this? 2 for 3, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. Still plenty of work to do now. 11-8 the score. But you got to feel a lot better now if you're David Lauk and this Royal lineup.
Oh, yeah. You want to celebrate, but you don't want to celebrate too much. Still a lot of game left.
Sarah Hoffman looking for her first hit, and she'll get it. A beautiful strike out to left field turns into an extra base. If she can get down in time. Ooh, she does. Was that close? Well done by Sarah Hoffman. Got on her horse. Just in awe of what Leffler was able to do there. Twice we said you come up with so many runners on base, and as a power hitter, sometimes, you see people in that position get a little too antsy, and there she answers the bell twice.
Right, there's a lot of pressure in that situation, but she handled it just perfectly.
Back-to-back extra base hits, and Hoffman gets some assistance. It'll be Hannah Rittenhouse, the junior, to come in and run. Pivotal with 2 outs to have that runner in scoring position here. A great double from Hoffman. Now Brooke Wolford. Just like Hoffman, started the game 0 for 2, and she'll hope that she can do what Hoffman just did. Waits for the okay. Now the lefty into the box. Wolford making her triumphant return after missing all of last season with an injury. You can imagine maybe her first 2 at-bats wouldn't be perfect, but now into the swing of things, ready for a strong junior campaign.
Absolutely. That's when you just trust your training, hope that it's all paying off. She did what she did to prepare for this moment.
Brooke Wolford with the 0-1. Another nice hack, and it goes into the opposing dugout. We thought the Royals were dead in the water, giving up the first 8 runs, and back-to-back 4 spots. They'll try to make it more here. We got ourselves a ball game. Ball into the dirt. It's the first outside of the zone this trip to the plate. Another swing and another foul. The Marion scoreboard reads Avon 11, Roncalli 8. Royals try to change that here. With a runner in scoring position at second is Hannah Rittenhouse. And now we'll put one on first as well. Tough shot for Wolford. She wears it.
Puts runners on bases. That's good. It might hurt, but it's good.
The good news is certainly hurts. Took a nice shot there. Might have knocked the wind out of her. But it's not like you take a shot to the ankle or to the wrist.
Right.
Or anything of that matter. Just one where you want to sit there and, well, luckily for this pitcher's visit, you get an extra second to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Two runners on. It's Sarah Hoffman at second. Well, the pinch runner for Sarah Hoffman and Hannah Rittenhouse after Hoffman's double. And now Brooke Wolford brings up Lola Morelli. 1 for 2 today. With 2 outs and 2 runners on, a big position here for the bottom of the lineup. Full swing, didn't get anything. The initial damage this inning done the very bottom and then the top of the lineup. Right now, this middle is going to try to make its mark. Morelli with 2 healthy swings. The count at 0-2 with 2 outs and 2 on. The offering from Brinley Pope on the way. Swings at this one, puts it down in the gap, and bases are loaded for the second time this inning. Well done, Lola Morelli. 2 swings that didn't get anything, and she's able to continue to stick in there and have a nice hit and a nice base hit.
Right, she got 2 off-speed pitches right off the bat. That can usually deter you when it comes to that third pitch, but she handled it just perfectly.
Up for the second time this inning, Lauren Candler. And she represents the go-ahead run. Of course, still plenty of time in this contest to be using language like that, but you get the point. Roncalli has fought all the way back. Swings at this one, and it's down. It'll score 2 as the error by the center fielder in Heath. And we're 1 run away. How about that slap from Lauren Candler? She continues a strong game, a 2 RBI single. And we talked about it. The second pitch of the game goes over the fence, Avon with that home run. Then they go score the first 8, and we said, don't worry, there's still plenty of time. It's still early in the season. I don't know if we thought they'd come back so ferociously, but here we are.
I like it.
Giving you and I plenty of entertainment value. Sydney Martens up to the plate. This one high up over the plate. The count even at 1 apiece. Oh, that one inside, but it grazes the near corner of the plate for a strike. Another nice poke. Into the gap will tie this game up, if not more. Laukelsen, no, she stays down. But we have a new ball game, ladies and gentlemen. How about that? What a strike from Martins, and now the top of the lineup up to bat. And we will have a pitching change. Details on it after this. Roncalli tied this one up in 11. More after this on the Roncalli Media Network.
Providing comfort for families in their time of need is the main concern of the staff at Lauk Funeral Home. We are a small family-owned firm and take great pride in the personal service we offer and the family-like atmosphere at our facility. At Lauk we only serve one family at a time, providing compassionate care and affordable options, truly part of your community. Lauk Funeral and Cremation Services. Call 317-636-6655.
Yeah, it feels long.
Got a pitcher, a new pitcher into the game, a familiar pitcher into the game. And the lady who started the contest comes back in relief as well, one of the quirks of softball. Chloe Stopperich, the senior, after she allowed a 4-run bottom of the third, was given the early exit, and now she's handed the ball again. Just as if we were starting the game 0-0. We're tied up at 11 after a huge inning continues for Roncalli. And still plenty more chances here with 2 runners in scoring position and the top of the lineup on the way. 2 outs, though. So Stopperich's mindset is, let me get 1 batter out, and we head to the 5th inning. But the Royals looking to continue. They smell blood in the water.
Oh, yeah, they've already seen this pitcher. They were just getting a grasp on her, so I bet they're happy to see her again.
Big hit. Near the edge of the fence, and she can't make the catch. A new lead. Roncalli jumps in front. The 2-run double got a little lucky, but it counts the same. Elise Baker continues a stellar contest, and the Royals come all the way back from down 8-0 and take the lead. (13-11) the new score on the Marion scoreboard. Maggie Thorne now up with, again, still a runner in scoring position. Up for the second time this inning after Thorne reached on balls and came around to score earlier on with the Leffler grand slam. Who would have thought the bases would be loaded up again and then emptied again after a couple of batters. This one hits softly into shallow left field, making the diving catch. Silva ends the inning, but boy, has the damage been done. The Royals resurrected from the dead, now leading 13-11 as we head to the top of the 5th on the Roncalli Media Network.
Marion University wants to know, what are you made of? At Marion University, our students are made of character and faith. Our students are service-minded and want to make a difference in the world. Our students possess the skills and intellect required of leaders. Come to Marion University, Indy's premier Catholic university, and let us help you find out what you're made of. You can apply for free today at marion.edu.
Since 1988, McGee & Company Fine Jewelers has been Greenwood's trusted, family-owned jeweler, helping you celebrate life's most memorable moments. From bridal sales and insurance appraisals to custom designs and expert repairs, we're a full-service jewelry store. And if you don't see exactly what you're dreaming of, our award-winning designers will create it just for you. McGee & Company Fine Jewelers, built on service, dedicated to quality. Visit us at 880 U.S. Highway 31 North in Greenwood, just across from the Greenwood Park Mall, or online at mcgeejewelers.com.
The new pitcher into the game for Roncalli. The day, at least for now, concluded from Lauren Ane. So now into the circle will be the star hitter, Elise Baker, who just struck a 2 RBI double, and now she'll see what she can't do to keep this lead intact for Roncalli. How about that 9-run 4th inning?
Yeah, they've felt a little bit of a defeat at the beginning, and then just to come back like that just shows, you know, they have some grit in them, and then they weren't ready to back down.
Well, now as we are in the top of the 5th inning, the Royals do not have a clean sheet to their name yet. They've allowed at least a run in every single inning. They'd like to change that here, and we'll see if Baker can be the one to deliver. 8-0, Avon led, and, well, Abby, you and I sat here thinking, let's get the bad game out of the way. Royals had a different idea.
We spoke a little too soon on that one.
That's right. Avon now up to bat, trailing for the first time today. Of course, second pitch of the game went over the fence, and it was a 1-0 Oriole lead. Tack on 3 runs in the second, 4 in the third, 3 in the fourth. But the Royals bats get going even more. Laying down the bunt, getting there in time. The speedster into the lineup for the first time today is Layla Smith-Welch, and the freshman reaches. How about that? Your first career AB, and you make it on.
Yeah, impressive.
Now Addie forced up to the plate. She hit a home run, a 3-run blast in the second inning. So plenty of power from the 9-hole hitter. little bit of action in the Royals bullpen just to make sure the arms stay loose. Of course, as Baker just a couple of pitches into her stat up here. And that'll be Kayla Brewer, who started the game, staying loose. This one poked foul. A little bit of action in the Oriole bullpen as well, as Marissa Silver gets loose. Of course, if she plays, or if she pitches, they'll have to find a new left fielder. She made that diving play a moment ago. Nice frame. Umpire likes it. It's a strike. The count even at 2-2. Looking for the first out of the fifth inning after Layla Smith-Welch, the freshman, lays down the bunt. Went all of 4 feet, and she outran the throw. And now I'm sure eager to run over to second, the speedster. Here's Forrest out of the zone. With Abby Carr, I'm Nathaniel Finch. We've got a good one here for you on the Roncalli Media Network. That Marion scoreboard reads 13-11 for the Royals. Out of the zone, it's a walk. Forrest reaches on base for the first time today. Of course, the 3-run shot in the second. And now Layla Smith-Welch in scoring position. And the lineup card flips for the Orioles. It is Lily Heath. Hit that solo shot on the second pitch of the game in the first inning. And all she's done since then, a pair of singles, came around to score in the fourth. So she's 3 for 3 with 2 runs and an RBI. An ever dangerous hitter. She'll let go of the grip to show her barrel for a moment, but sees the ball leave the zone. The high-speed pitch out of the zone. By the way, some housekeeping with Baker, the typical center fielder, now in the center circle. The right fielder, Wolford, moves over to center, and out in right field is Claire Rittenhouse, the junior. Royals nursing a 2-run lead. Here is a healthy hack. Good thing she got a piece of it because the runners were ready. It goes into the dirt behind the catcher. Oh, a nice frame, but he says it's just a hair too high. 3-1 now the count. And now you really don't want to, with no outs, walk the bases loaded. A big spot here for Elise Baker, the new pitcher. She does just that. Bases loaded now for the first time today for the Orioles. And Heath reaches for the 4th straight time. Zoe Chavez comes up to the plate. 0 for 3 so far. I guess 0 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt. I'll amend that. And now when you are in the infield and you've got bases loaded with no outs, what are some strategies here?
You definitely want to play in like we're doing right now. You want to make that, if it's a ground ball too, you don't want to risk it playing you on the second hop by staying behind the baseline. So it's great to stay in front or maybe just in the baseline. Watching that spin on the ball, make sure you're grounding it the right way, whether it's on the left side, middle, and the right side of your body, and just executing a perfect throw to home.
Big swing here, goes foul. The count favors the pitcher. Here's the windup from Baker. Right to Baker. Here's that play home, exactly like you said, and you get a runner out with no damage done. Reagan Cooper up to bat. Big swing. This will score one, if not more. Here comes the throw to the plate. Not in time. We have a tie ball game again. Well done by Avon, loading the bases, and the outfield poke it needed. Cooper with her second single of the contest. Forston Heath crossed the plate. Chavez will stand over on third, the speedy outfielder. Cooper on the other corner. Half swing, it counts. Stopperich, 0-1. 2 home runs already for that young lady. She'd like a third. Another swing. This one sent foul. The count 0-2. Scoreboard brought to you as always by Marian University. Just 10 minutes from downtown Indianapolis, Marian is a premier Catholic university committed to excellence in learning. Excelling in teaching, research, and scholarly activities, become a Knight at marian.edu. Oh, looked like a decent pitch, but it just barely misses. You've got a little bit of room to play with those 2 strikes.
All right, that's a great third pitch, or a pitch with 2 strikes, just to play with the batter a little bit, see what she's trying to go for. Obviously, she held back, so let's see if she's going to try something else.
Healthy swing goes foul. You know, kudos to Stopperich, and part of it's probably that she's the pitcher, so she really knows the zone in and out. But with 0-2 count, to have a pitch that close and you leave it alone is impressive.
Absolutely.
All. Runners on the corners with an out. Here's the throw over to second. Oh, she can't get there. Now the runner home. Can they make the throw there? They can't. Disaster for the Royals. A runner scores. That's always a tough position to be in with just an out. She thought she could make it to second and almost did, but then you run the risk of the extra run.
Absolutely. When it's that close of a game, you got to make sure it's executed just right. There's just a little mishap at second, and then obviously they got to run. So Definitely hurts a little bit, but doesn't look like they're making it affect them.
Stockbridge now with a 1-run lead. And again, a runner in scoring position. It's Reagan Cooper. Swings at this one and sends it high up and foul. This is like, they've already scored more than the opener that the Roncalli football team had this year by far. It was a 3-0 game against Lures, and or Dwenger, that is. Let me get the right Fort Wayne school named there. Already 14-13 here with still plenty of time. I don't get the sense that they're done scoring either team. Stockbridge battling. Sends another one foul. And everything we were talking about earlier, the way that the Royals did a good job battling, and that long AB from, I believe it was Sarah Hoffman.
Mm-hmm.
Now all of a sudden, Baker's going to start feeling the effects of this long stand. Another one. Baker with a payoff pitch. A runner in scoring position and an out. Oh, he calls it a strike. Strike out looking. That's a tough one right there, but it works in the Royals' favor. Now 2 outs. Boy, Stockbridge was halfway to first and had to pause and think if she heard that right.
It happens more time than not, and it hurts. But Baker, she really pulled through. It was great, great at bat, but great pitch.
Marissa Silva up to bat. Took a break from her bullpen work. Actually, now they'll bring in a runner for Ms. Silva. Maybe shadowing a change in the circle next inning. It brings in Willow Harvey, the sophomore outfielder. This one softly over the plate. It'll be strike 2. One-run lead for Avon. Royals trying to keep it that way. That's on the Marion scoreboard. This one leaves the zone. That's fine. You got plenty to work with. Decent number of runs scored in this matchup last year. The Royals beat the Orioles 9-5 in that contest. Of course, Roncalli finishing 22-8. Here's a swing. It's down for a hit and an RBI. Extra bases off the bench, Willow Harvey. A pinch hitter finds her way into scoring position. And the lead now at 2 runs for Avon. You didn't think the scoring was done yet. This is still plenty of time in this ball game too, provided we have enough sunlight.
Oh, yeah. That was one thing about our field. We don't have the lights. We're always worried about that, but we always made it happen at some point.
Another one. Could this score another run? She will stop. Runners on the corners with 2 outs. A nice hit there from Kayla Pickering. Up by 2. 2 outs, but runners on the corners. Another pinch hitter, and it is Katie Huckabee in for the catcher, Ada Ditmore. Two outs, a 2-run lead, and 2 runners aboard for now. Here's Huckabee. Leaves it alone, high velocity, but a high pitch. Big spot here for the Royals. Another one leaves the zone. 3-0 the count. You've got room for 1 out there. But then, of course, the margin of error disappears. The 3-0, right down the middle. It's always a tough situation, right? You know it's probably going to be a strike. Not going to walk you on 4 pitches. So do you just take the free ball, or do you try to take a swing at something you know is going to be there?
I don't know. I go back and forth on that one. Usually, it depends what I got where I have my runners. Right now, I think she has another hit in her, depending on what Baker's going to give her. But see, that one didn't really end up the way that she wanted to, but it worked out for that batter.
Bases full. Layla Smith-Welch back up after she led off the inning. The freshman laying down a bunt and reaching. Was eventually thrown out at home, but she's got all the speed that you need. Yeah, the good news is she likely can't do what she did in that to start off this inning and lay down a 2-foot bunt. She's got to turn around and walk back to the dugout. Either switching equipment or switching batters, and they'll do the latter. Into the lineup. There's a lot of scratching going on in this lineup card. Julia Zollner, the sophomore, up to the plate. It's a good thing I brought a pencil and not a pen. In the 8th spot in the lineup, bases are loaded with 2 outs. Avon, the 2-run lead. Roncalli wants to keep it at 2 and limit the damage. Big swing. Morelli picks it up. Throw over to first in time. Leffler scoops. The damage already done, but at least the bleeding is stopped. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Royals down 2 on the Roncalli Media Network.
Since 1988, McGee & Company Fine Jewelers has been Greenwood's trusted, family-owned jeweler, helping you celebrate life's most memorable moments. From bridal sales and insurance appraisals to custom designs and expert repairs, we're a full-service jewelry store. And if you don't see exactly what you're dreaming of, our award-winning designers will create it just for you. McGee & Company Fine Jewelers, built on service, dedicated to quality. Visit us at 880 U.S. Highway 31 North in Greenwood, just across from the Greenwood Park Mall, or online at mcgeejewelers.com.
Family owned and operated since 1971, O'Reilly Branson Funeral Service and Crematory has been dedicated to serving families with the utmost dignity and compassion. The staff at O'Reilly Branson are experts in pre-planning, cremation, and at-need funeral arrangements, and have a long history of supporting your Roncalli Royals. Your wishes are honored to the finest detail, allowing you to celebrate the life and cherished memories of your loved ones. For more information, visit O'ReillyBranson.com. O'Reilly Branson, where our Catholic family serves your Catholic family.
Did you know 80% of Americans don't floss daily, risking gum disease, bad breath, and even tooth loss? At Skip Cheeseman DDS, we believe your dental health is worth protecting, from routine cleanings and wisdom tooth removal to implants and IV sedation. Dr. Cheeseman and his caring team combine experience with comfort, so you can smile with confidence. Call 317-839-2088 or visit Cheeseman.com today. Skip Cheeseman DDS, caring for smiles, caring for you, and a proud supporter of the Roncalli Royals.
Are you looking for a company that cares about meeting your financial needs? Werner Financial is the place for you. Our owner, Jason Werner, is a proud Roncalli member of the class of 2005 and has extensive knowledge and experience ensuring your investments are customized to fit your goals. The Werner Financial team is one that works for you and will handle your assets with precision and confidence. Our goal is for you to not only feel secure in your finances, but also to see real growth. Visit wernerfinancial.com to set up your meeting today and get started on your financial future.
Welcome back to Roncalli High School. Royals down 2. Still plenty of time, well, inning-wise, but now you got to start wondering, these innings take too much longer. We might run out of some light. Royals got their bats going in a huge way the last 2 innings. Trailed by, well, as many as 8 early on. They fought back admirably, and now we'll see what's left in the tank. Good eye from the batter there. It is Mo Curtis. Big smack here. And it just barely goes foul. Man. That was one healthy hack from Mo Curtis, who thought she had her first home run of the season. Instead, she's got to walk all the way back to that right-handed batter's box. That's a tough one.
Oh, yeah, it's a little bit of a heartbreak there. Next time you're at bat, you're thinking, let's do it again, but you don't want to force it. You don't want to mess that up.
Inside, called strike. Count even at 2. For the power hitter, Mo Curtis just showed off a little bit of the power right there. Making me second guess where I chose to park today. I seemed like a fool doing that. Thought surely with the pitching in this matchup. But boy, if we had some great smacks today. Not counting that, obviously, because it went foul. 7 home runs.
Wow.
Incredible stuff. We're only 4.5 innings into this one. Another big swing. Can it fall down? It is foul, or do they say it's fair? No, it's foul. He does call it foul. The count stays full. 2 big pokes, but they've both been foul down that left field line. What does that tell you? You know, what does she need to do to kind of get these in play?
She looks like the pitcher's hitting her inside. She's doing a good job turning it in early, getting her hands inside the ball, and hitting it in front of the plate. The best thing to do if you get inside pitches like that a bunch is just to foul it off until you find the right pitch just to put it in play.
This one foul as well. I beg your pardon while we work on switching out the camera batteries. I was worried we wouldn't be able to get that back on before a big home run. Instead, you see the walk as Curtis sends her way over to first. And now Benny Leffler A grand slam her last time out, a home run before that. Base runner on the way, it's Lucy Perry. And now if you're the pitcher in Silva, you've seen in back-to-back innings Benny Leffler mash one over the fence. She has 7 RBIs already this game. What can you do here to make sure that it doesn't become a 3rd straight home run?
It's knowing what pitch selection Benny's going to go for. Maybe Benny's going to hit a home run, but knowing what she's going to hit, a ground ball or a line drive just to keep it inside the fence. That's just when your scouting comes in handy.
Fourth different pitcher into the circle. Technically the 3rd, but Stockbridge had 2 stints. Misses with that one as well. A 3-0 count for Leffler. And, well, the other thing you can do is just put her on base for free.
I was going to say that too.
This one is down for a walk. Two straight walks to start this 5th inning. And now the Royals can take the lead here. As another pinch runner into the game. Megan Lehner enters for Leffler. So it's Lucy Perry, who starts her junior campaign after missing all of last season with an injury as well. Her and Wolford both in that boat. Good to see them out there playing some good softball today. And then Lehner on first. Royals want to make sure that they can capitalize right now with 2 runners on to lead off this inning. Sarah Hoffman. Doubled earlier, right after that Benny Leffler grand slam. Came around to score a couple of pitches later. Ball misses the zone as well. It's a 2-0 count. No outs and 2 runners on. Big swing, center field it goes, and it is caught. Runner looks to advance. Can the throw get there in time? No. Runners on the corners, 1 out. And again for Hoffman, we talked about this earlier. She had that lengthy at-bat that ended with a line out, actually to that same spot. That's not a complete failure of an at-bat because you just moved your runner over to 3rd.
Absolutely. You got a job to do it at every at-bat, whether it's move someone, move a base, get on base, or get an RBI, and she did exactly that.
Brooke Wolford is up to bat. Hit by pitch last time out, came around to score. Takes a healthy swing at this one, and it goes foul. It was 0 for 2 previously. Of course, we talked about Wolford missed all of last season with an injury. So it might take a little time just to get back into the swing of a competitive softball game. Well, you've had your 2 at-bats, hit by pitch on the 3rd. Now a chance here, your 4th time up to do some damage. Shows her barrel, pulls it back. Runner moves over to 2nd. Perry on 3rd, Lehner on 2nd. The 1-1 count for Brooke Wolford. Silva with a windup. This is sent foul. And we're back. Just in time. Here's a nice single that'll score one, if not two. Rounding and on the way home. It's going to be a close play. Overthrow. Tied up again. What a contest. The Royals score two. It's a double for Brooke Wolford. Just like we said, you get a couple of at-bats to get back in the swing of things. Now she is fully back in the swing of things. What a hit. Lola Morelli up to bat. She's been huge today. 2 RBI single. 2 singles today she scored. That one crosses the plate. A nice one for strike one. One out here. Tied up at 15 on that Marion scoreboard. This one misses. The next offering, swung at sent high, a chance here for the catcher. She cannot make the play. A sigh of relief for Morelli. And she'll turn around and pick up her bat with a smile on her face.
I don't know where to see it.
The 2-2 count here for Lola Morelli. A runner in scoring position. Wolford standing over there on second base. Lays this one down. A play on the way. It is. What are they saying? Looks like she's safe. A close play over at first base, and now runners on the corners with an out. Well done, Morelli, outrunning that one. Well, you could tell she just got done with a lengthy basketball season. She is in shape. Now Lauren Candler up to the plate. A pair of singles. She's reached all 3 times up. Big opportunity here with runners on the corners. The throw over to second. Nowhere near on target. Now 2 runners in scoring position. That can be a tricky ball to field that Morelli hit there, right? Because it moves slow.
Oh, yeah.
The third baseman has to really come up and charge it and make a throw on a one full swoop. And, well, the bags and the base paths are short, and she just outran it.
Yeah, might not feel pretty, but she got it done, and that definitely messes up the defense.
Wolford on third, Morelli on second, and Candler in the box with a 1-1 count. Ball in the dirt, chasing it down. No harm, no foul there. 2-1 the count. Time for our Royal Roll Call, brought to you by the Kennel at Arbor Lane. Let us know you're watching. We'll shout you out right here. You can trust the Kennel at Arbor Lane to take care of your pets while you are away, where pets feel at home and Royals fans stay connected. Send us a text message. You can reply on YouTube. Reach out on social media. Let us know that you're watching. We'll give you the shout out. Our first shout out today goes to Tina Hayes. Tina, thanks for watching. Thanks for letting me know you're watching. And a tie ball game here. High intensity today, to say the least. Right down the middle of the plate, a nice pitch. And the count is full. It was an 8-0 Avon lead. Then all Roncalli did was score 4 runs to make it 8-4. Avon scored some more, 11-4. And then a big inning, bottom of the 4th, a grand slam, 9 total runs to tie it up at the time, then take the lead. Here's the throw. She does not throw home. Royals now in front. Another tough position for the fielder to be put in, and it benefits Brooke Wolford and Roncalli.
That's a tough one as a third baseman. You want to be prepared for a runner to go home or to checker and then throw to first. When you see a runner running home, you automatically throw home, but it doesn't look like either of them were prepared for that.
It would have been a tough throw to make regardless, and the nice head-first dive there, but yeah, to your point, the worst thing you could do is just hold on to the ball.
Absolutely.
Candler over to first. Morelli on second. A 1-point lead. Or, sorry, I'm still in basketball mode. A 1-run lead. I've done the Cardinals sin. 16-15. Royals with the advantage on the Marion scoreboard. Big, healthy swing. Did get a piece of it. It's a strike regardless. Now the count 0-2. Sydney Martins has been fantastic. And now she's back up in the box. Swings, and off the shin. The play in time. Runners move. And she scores. Why not, Morelli? Sent home. And a tough play there for Cooper at first base, but she dove and made the play. But man, I can feel my shins throbbing now after what Silva just took. Yikes.
That's a hard one. It's definitely a hard one.
Now Royals up 17-15. Martins reaches again. She's done that 3 straight ABs. Scored on her last time up. Try to do that again here. So Candler on second and Martins on first. Or no. She called her out there. Yeah, I forgot because she dove and got the play at first base. I'm a mess over here. It's all right. First game of the season. Disregard everything I've said. Probably ever. Candler on second, and Elise Baker will start the lineup card anew. With a 2-run lead, the bottom of the 5th. Now a pair of outs. Silva off the zone. This one a nice hit. It falls down. And more runs on the way for Roncalli. The play at home, not in time. Candler dives home safely. 18-15 reads that Marion scoreboard. And the Royals tack on another huge inning for Roncalli. What a hit from Elise Baker. Her second double today. Was stranded last time out. Maggie Thorne's going to try to make sure that doesn't happen again. Some assistance on the base paths. Nancy Curd into the game will run the junior in for Baker. It is kind of unusual your center fielder is not going to be running for herself. You wonder if something...
Well, she's pitching. Usually that's when they take the pitcher out.
You'd assume she gets the go-ahead to come back out into the circle to start the 6th. Royals not worried about that yet with 2 outs and a 3-run advantage. Another healthy inning here. 5 runs and counting this frame. Battling at the plate, Maggie Thorne. Had a double earlier, reached on a walk, and then a pair of outs to her name. 1 for 2. The count, 2-1 with the pair of outs. And a runner in scoring position. Another one misses. 3-1. Maggie Thorne loves this position. And now you get the green light, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. She doesn't want to walk you. She's trying to give you that pitch so that it's called a strike. Looks like she walks her.
Misses again. To first goes Maggie Thorne. Walked for the second time this contest. And Mo Curtis, who led things off, will now walk her way up for the second time this inning. The second consecutive inning where the Royals bat all the way around. Curtis reached on a walk, later scored. Nearly got put on base there. Ball 1. And we talked about it. She had that shot that went over the fence but just barely missed foul. You know she's itching to get up there with another opportunity.
Oh, yeah. Once you get that feeling in your hands, you feel it go over the fence, you're just trying to remember what you did last time. Maybe just a slight adjustment to make sure it's fair.
Big swing there, chased it. This idea is not reserved for Curtis herself, but just power hitters in general. When you really want to see one go over the fence, sometimes you catch yourself chasing a little bit like that.
Yeah, yep. A lot of people think it's a bad thing to chase. I think she wants it.
And you know what? Maybe it makes Silva kind of take a pause for a second and go, whoa, if she caught onto that, would have been in the second row of the parking lot. Here we go with 2 outs. The count's 2-1. Silva trying her best to get out of the inning. Already plenty of damage done. Stepping on the bag, and there we go. We head to the 6th. Roncalli with the lead. His scoreboard adjusted there, 18-15. Royals up. Back in a moment on the Roncalli Media Network.
Peterman, we are raising the bar for home service.
We host classes nearly every working day,
with thousands of hours of training invested in our field professionals each year.
So you know when Peterman shows up, you're about to receive expert care.
Homeownership is already stressful enough.
So when it comes to peace of mind for your home,
trust Peterman to get it done.
And for a limited time, get a free furnace from us.
Visit PetermanHVAC.com for details and to schedule.
Since 1970, Piazza Produce has grown from a single truck operation into a trusted, family-owned produce partner, bringing exceptional quality and unmatched service to the food service industry. We deliver the ingredients chefs count on. With refrigerated GPS-tracked trucks covering more than 150 cities across the Midwest, Piazza Produce ensures your kitchen never runs out because service is everything. Piazza Produce, fresh from our family to yours. Visit piazzaproduce.com.
What'd you say?
At Vision Quest Eye Care, we want to see what you see. For more than 25 years, we've offered eye exams for the whole family and care for a range of eye diseases and conditions. Pick out your glasses and sunglasses in our stunning new optical shop staffed with friendly faces. Visit us at our Greenwood and Fishers offices and schedule your visit at VisionQuestEyeCare.com. That's VisionQuestEyeCare.com. We want to see what you see.
Welcome back. A little deliberation between the teams and umpires saying, well, is it getting too dark? And, well, you made the point, Abby Carr, that playing up in Chicago, you'd be surprised, you said, about what you can see the ball in. I think it's a good idea they'll keep playing.
Yeah, I think so. I think so, too.
You had also made the point that, let's say this inning takes a half hour and it's too dark to finish the bottom of the fifth or the bottom of the 6th. The score would revert to what it is now, 18-15. If they cannot complete the inning, they go back to the previously completed inning. Nice pitch there. As Elise Baker in the circle. Sends the first one across the heart of the plate. Addie Forrest at the bottom of the lineup card. Watches that one go by. Forrest hit a home run her first time up. Walked last time up. So you know she's patient. This one in play, trying to make the diving catch and just out of the glove of Benny Leffler. What a heroic dive, just couldn't quite squeeze it. That was impressive.
I like the effort.
Hey, tonight's game brought to you in part by O'Reilly Branson Funeral Home, serving families with the utmost dignity and compassion. Family owned and operated since the early 70s. Your wishes are honored to the finest detail. This one hit and play. Here's the throw, and this time they do get her out. Leffler couldn't on the last diving attempt. This time she squeezes it, steps on the bag, and it's out number one. This is only the second time today that the leadoff runner has been out, that the Royals have put him out. That's impressive. Avon came to play today. I got a feeling this one's not quite over yet, though the sun wants to have its say in it. Big hack goes foul. By the way, O'Reilly Branson, where your wishes are honored to the finest detail, allowing you to celebrate the life and cherished memories of your loved ones. O'ReillyBranson.com. Had the chance to speak with the head coach of the Royals, David Lauk, earlier. That interview will play at the conclusion of this contest. Maybe a little backward, but we were a hair late getting started today, so we'll save the pre-game interview for post-game. But the good news is we didn't talk much about this matchup, more so the season in general, so you'll want to hear that one. Big things ahead for Roncalli this year after making it so far, and, well, that heartbreaker in the sectional championship game against New Pal last year. So many people back, maybe a little sense of vengeance. Should make for a good season.
Oh, yeah. It always ramps up the girls looking back for, get a little bit farther than what they did, maybe even for a championship. So it's a great opportunity to use a little bit of a defeat from last season and just gear it towards their success this year.
That's Abby Carr. Abby, class of 21, where you won a state championship your senior season. What was the feeling entering the year knowing, hey, this is my last year of high school softball at Roncalli? This is the last chance to get it done.
Really, it was just to have fun and appreciate every game. Don't take anything for granted and see where it takes you. And knowing how successful we were, it really ended up, the way we wanted it to. So it was great.
Baker got her a perfect pitch and a swing and a miss. And she'll do a dance with her infield in the circle. Beautiful work there. And now for the first time today, the Royals have, put out the first two batters of the inning. And how about even more impressive, not only you get the strikeout, but you get it on the leadoff hitter in Lily Heath, the game's leadoff hitter, who had a home run on the second pitch and is 3 for 3 today with 3 runs.
It's got to be a great feeling for a pitcher.
And one of the things that Coach Lauk had talked to me pregame about was the goal for this season, and I'm sure you've heard a similar speech where we're not going to set the goal as a state championship right off the bat. Go win conference, go win county, go win a sectional championship and then see where you go from there.
Absolutely. There's always a lot of...
What a play! Diving at center field and making it. Wolford with a play of the game in the outfield. A 1-2-3 inning for Roncalli. And you wonder if that was the knockout punch. We'll step aside and return in a moment on the Roncalli Media Network. Royals up 18-15.
About buying or selling land? Maybe a hunting paradise, some productive farmland, or a cozy home with some elbow room? Then look no further than Bill and Jay Miner, your Whitetail Properties land specialists. These Roncalli alums know West Central and South Central Indiana like the back of their hands. Don't wait. Call Bill and Jay today at 317-446-9500 or at 317-370-2422 or visit their agent profiles at Whitetail Properties.
Need the job done right? Trust Indiana Electrical Services, your IBEW 481 union contractor. Proud sponsor of Roncalli Athletics, we're here to handle all your electrical needs, big or small. Jeff Russell, class of 99, and David Moran, class of 94, are proud to serve the community they love. And of course, we're cheering on the Royals every step of the way. Indiana Electrical Services, powering your home, your business, and your...
They're going to talk about this one. The fielders decide to warm up anyway, but and you're kind of surprised that they come back out here to play because it's getting dark, and in order for this to be worth it for the Orioles, you got to play in through the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah. I think they're thinking if they called it now, they're going to come back stronger the next day. Just an inning and a half left. It's kind of Roncalli's favor right now. I would want to keep playing if I were them.
Well, that's fair. And these girls' first game of the season, they love playing softball. Benny Leffler, can she outrun the throw? She gets there and is thrown out just a hair early. What a throw.
It's very hard to make that throw.
Kellermeyer from second over to Cooper at first, and Leffler can't get there in time. So you imagine she is likely done batting, but Leffler had an outstanding, and well, we're going to name a player of the game here in a little bit, and she's certainly going to be in contention with 7 RBIs, 3 runs, 2 home runs, including a grand slam that got this team right back in it in the 4th inning. So she may be out now, but nothing to hang her head on. Couple of balls here consecutively for Silva. How about that top of the 6th here? The first clean sheet the Royals have recorded. It was in 1-2-3 fashion. That was impressive. But just the fact the first inning all game when Avon hadn't scored a run. That's how you end up with an 18-15 ball game.
That's right. That's Roncalli softball for you, too. They never give up, keep fighting, and then hopefully end up with a win.
The 2-1 turns into a 3-1. An out, nobody on. Coming up soon will be our Piazza Produce post-game show. Family-owned and trusted in Indianapolis since 1970. Piazza is a leading distributor of the freshest produce, specialty items, proteins, and more, delivering exceptional quality across the Midwest. Piazza Produce, unmatched service and freshness you can count on after every single game. The walk will allow Sarah Hoffman aboard. First one misses. Runner gets back safely. Hoffman, by the way, with a double earlier, came around to score. Now on base for the second time today. Brooke Wolford comes up with another strong day. And a double last time out, has scored twice, hit by a pitch to get on and around earlier. A really all-around impressive game from Roncalli. It was 8-0. They were trailing 8-0. We thought this one's over. We're looking ahead to the next game.
Absolutely. I like it because everyone has...
Oh, she can't get there. Man, that was a tough play to make, but a chance at a double, and instead they get none.
I feel like everyone's contributed to this game, and that's what's really helped Roncalli get the lead right now.
Yeah, to your point, every single player has scored a run that has been up to the plate. The game is called. This one is over. Roncalli winners of the season opener. Improbable. Absolutely. Surprising. Well, maybe not, because this is what Roncalli does. They can put bats to balls. They win this one. 18-15 the final. The Royals beat the Orioles to start the season. What a great way to get this season underway. We had great weather. Of course, you call it now because it's a little too dark, but when you're having a 9-run fourth inning, so many runs here in innings, they take longer, and it results in what we have now, 18-15. What a contest.
It was a great Roncalli game to come back to. Definitely love being back in Roncalli land. It's definitely at the softball field.
What an incredible way. And if you're Avon, you head home, you get on the bus, and you think, man, we lost this one. We were up 8-0. But they played one heck of a game as well. 15 runs in a season opener against this pitching staff. Kudos to what the Orioles were able to put out there on the scoreboard today.
Absolutely. I can see them going pretty far into the season and actually having a very successful one, too.
When we come back, we'll name our Business Art Designs Player of the Game. Back in a moment. Don't go anywhere. With Abby Carr, I'm Nathaniel Finch on the Roncalli Media Network.
Tonight, our Royals played as a team, but one athlete clearly gave us a sign of greatness. And who better to help spotlight this standout performance than Business Art Designs, the experts in making big moments impossible to miss. With over 35 years of experience, they know how to make excellence stand out. From temporary signs to lasting displays, they bring every message to life. Congrats to this week's Roncalli Royals Player of the Game.
And this one was pretty easy to name. Business Art Designs Player of the Game goes to Benny Leffler. How about this? She had a 3-run blast in the third inning, followed that up with a grand slam in the fourth inning. The only thing that could be better than a 3-run homer is when all 4 touch bases. So 7 RBIs, 2 home runs. She scored 7. She was responsible for 7 of the first 8 runs to get the Royals back in after trailing 8-0. And then, well, she was walked in the 5th and came around to score as well. So pretty impressive what Leffler was able to do. And this is a pretty easy Business Art Designs Player of the Game. I think it's safe to say she's going to earn a few of these this season.
Oh, yeah.
And, of course, her younger sister, Elliot, winning quite a bit during the basketball season as well. Abby Carr, your final thoughts after getting to watch a softball game for, well, what was a long fall, a long winter, and now the spring has started.
Yeah, it was great. A great day to come back to softball weather, too. Just even watching softball again, being at Roncalli, just seeing, the same coaches, same faces, but different girls. I went through the state tournament, that whole season with a lot of the girls' older sisters, too, just to see them play as well, continue the tradition. It's just, I'm a proud alum, and I could say a lot of other people are proud alums, too.
Ahead of this contest, I sat down with the head coach of the Royals, David Lauk. We'll hear that in just a moment. Abby, thank you for sitting in here with me. It was a pleasure. I look forward to doing it again soon.
Yeah, thank you.
A big thank you to our sponsors as well. Jockish Flowers, of course, as always. The Coin Index, Gemco Constructors, Gorman Bunch Orthodontics, Greenwood Vision, Harding Porman Print and Brand, Indiana Members Credit Union, Indiana Physical Therapy, and Werner Financial. Nathaniel Finch saying so long. Let's talk to head coach David Lauk. 18-15, the Royals win their first one. He did not know that yet when he spoke with me this afternoon. Into the Indianapolis Fruit pregame show. Joining us now is the head coach of the Roncalli softball team, Coach David Lauk. David, you and I have had plenty of conversations on these airwaves, but not about softball, so this is pretty exciting for me. I'm sure you're ready to get after it after a long winter, a long fall, all the workouts. How does it feel to be ready for the first game of the season again?
Well, it's always exciting to get to the first game, and it's even a little better especially today with some nice weather. So looking forward to another season and excited for our team.
You've got a lot of returning starters here on this team. It's got to have you pretty excited after a successful year last year, and you bring so many good players back this season.
Yeah, definitely excited for the experience, returning some veteran players, played a lot of big games for us over the years. That's always good to go into a season with veteran leadership, and I have no doubts these girls will be ready to go right away.
Let's talk about a couple of those big veteran leaders. What can you expect this year from the tandem of Benny Leffler and Elise Baker?
Well, they're both highly sought after, college-level players, and will go on and play in college. So with that, those expectations are pretty large for both of them. And again, they've played in a lot of big games, big situations for us over the course of the last 3 years. We'll lean heavily on them to produce for us big time offensively, but also defensively. They're very capable to be two of our top defensive players as well. So there's a lot of expectations for both of them, and I know they'll be ready.
By the way, it's the head coach of the Royals, David Lau. I'm sure you prefer to answer this in a couple of weeks, but if you had to maybe point out the strength, kind of the style of play for this team entering the year, what would you think of?
Well, I think we have a lot of versatile parts, and so we have some depth at multiple positions. So that will drive competition, which I'm always excited about, and should elevate your team over the course of 20 or 30 games. So just definitely excited to watch that competition unfold and see the girls grow together through that competition, and then ultimately it'll help our team have a successful season.
Obviously, you've been seeing these girls all throughout the fall and winter, but did anybody show up this spring and you look and see them practice and go, whoa, that's a heck of an improvement?
Well, there was a couple girls, two juniors in particular, Brooke Wolford and Lucy Perry, who played some varsity for us as freshmen, and they're juniors now, and they both missed their sophomore seasons. So to have them back healthy and available for our lineup is exciting, just because I know how much of a bummer it was for them to miss their seasons last year as sophomores. So I'm excited to watch them move again and compete again and put themselves in position to help the team.
Well, you and I have talked about this topic plenty, the fact that the conference is dissolving at the end of the season. Obviously, it's always a goal to win conference, but is there a little something extra that you guys have never lost a conference game, and if you can go 3-0 this year, then you'll start and end the conference play without ever losing a game?
That's actually something that I haven't thought about, but that's an interesting take there. So, yeah, that'll add a little bit of influence and motivation to go through 7 or 8 years undefeated in the conference. And all three of those teams will be capable of beating us, so we'll have to bring our A game. But definitely some incentive there. Good point.
Well, we talk about the goal of winning conference, obviously. What would you consider the end goal? What are you writing up on the whiteboard, and why do you think this specific team can accomplish those goals?
Well, we have historically have the same goals. So we want to win our conference, we want to win the Marion County tournament, and then we want to win our sectional. After that, we've typically go into anything beyond the sectional with kind of like playing with house money attitude. Once we reach those goals, anything can happen. And over the years, there have been numerous teams who probably shouldn't have won a regional or a semi-state and did because of how they played and reached the goals, the simple goals that we have for them. And so we just try to kind of step ladder it and knock off 1 or 2 or 3 of those goals and then put ourselves in a position to win a state championship ultimately.
I like it. Thanks a lot, Coach. Looking forward to tonight.
Okay, see you soon. Thanks, Nathan.
That's David Lauk, the head coach of the Roncalli softball team. When we come back,
This broadcast is a copyrighted production of the Roncalli Media Network. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or any other use of this presentation without the express written consent of Roncalli High School is prohibited. Thank you for watching on the Roncalli Media Network.